Hi angels, welcome back to another resin video. So in this video we're going to be making a resin shaker clutch purse. I've made a ton of these already, so you guys already know the drill. As always, I mix up my resin off camera. I decided to go with some black pigments. This is the mold that we're going to be using. After I mix up my pigment, I end up not mixing up enough, so I had to mix some more. Thankfully, I've already mixed up my resin, so all I had to do was just pour some more in a cup, add more black pigment, and then voila, all was well. But I don't know why I thought that would be enough. Like, am I crazy? Maybe for one, but not for both of them. You can see that one of the molds looks old, one of them is new. Unfortunately, one of the molds ripped, so I had to buy a different mold. So, yeah, that's why they're completely two different colors. I'm pretty sure this one right here is going to rip very soon because I've had it for a long time. My. So after I poured on my resin, I went over it with my lighter to get rid of any little tiny bubbles. I let it sit and cure overnight for a full 24 hours. So since we're making a liquid purse, I got my baby oil. I got my little bottle with a little tiny needle up top. And that's what we're going to be using. So first thing I had to do was just fill up the bottle with some baby oil. So that's what I'm doing right here. And it is spilling all over the place. It's not a lot that is spilling, but a little bit that is spilling. So, yeah. This is how the bottle looks. See the little tiny needle up top? That's going to fit the shaker part of the bag that we use to drill. So it has been... Actually, I left it sit in the mold for 2 days. So it has been 48 hours. Just popping everything out of the mold. I'll just show you guys the shaker part. So this is a frame. I'm just putting it on there just to see how it looks. And my fingerprint is now all over this bag. Like, all over it. I end up having to wipe it off because I didn't want it to be popping. So I have some red holographic glitter. I'm just pouring it down. By the way, everything that I'm using in this video, I'll leave a link for it down in the description box down below. In part 1, I show you guys how I made the shaker parts of my purse mold. The shaker parts. Yeah. So I'm going to be doing next is adding some UV resin around the edge. So this, the foil sheet did not show up that well. So at the back right there where you can see the foil sheet, I would have definitely added some like black pigment only on top of the foil sheet so that it could be popping up more. Because after everything, you won't be able to see it, unfortunately. I should have thought about that before, but I don't know why I didn't. So after I add some UV resin around the edge, I'm just curing everything with my UV light. Since I added way too much glitter, I had to be pressing down on it so that the shaker part could be laying down flat onto the purse. Making sure that all of the corners and every place is absolutely dry, that it's not moving around, that there's no bubbles around there or anything like that. But yeah, after it's fully cured, I'm going to go over the edge one more time with some more UV resin so that it could be fully secured. I've been doing this for a while because the first time I ever made some shaker purse, the baby oil absolutely leaked out. So now I make sure to always double secure it. And I'm using this little flowers to pop little tiny bubbles that's around the edges. And now I'm going to be curing it again with my UV light. Making sure to go around all of the edges of it. Let it sit to let it cure. Make sure it's looking good. All of the corners has to be cured. You can check it by just topping it to see that if it's hard. And that's how you know that it's good. It's not sticky. It's just completely hard. And that's how it looks. It's completely cured and everything looks good. So the next step is to add some baby oil. Already drilled up top. So all I have to do is just squeeze my baby oil in there. And yeah, I add a lot of glitter in there, obviously. So it's going to take like a few minutes for the baby oil to seep all the way down to the bottom of the glitter. So that's just going to be a quick little minute just to do that. But this video is very sped up, so you guys can see how it looks. Oh, I don't know if I told you guys this, but to put the purse together, You can either use some UV resin like what I was using for the top part of the shaker part of the mold, shaker part of the bag. If not, just use some E6000 glue. I always prefer to use my E6000 glue. I just put the glue around the edge of the bag and then just put the frame together and just let it sit and let it dry overnight for 24 hours. It doesn't fall apart, it doesn't break apart or anything. I prefer that over the UV resin. That's just my personal opinion. That's just what works best for me. So I'm just waiting for the bubbles to rise to the top. You guys can't quite see, but the bubbles are just rising. I'm still squeezing. I'm shaking it around so that the glitter can be moving, because the glitter they're just sitting at the bottom part of the bag, and I need them to be moving around so that the baby oil can be all around it. But yep. We're almost all the way up to the top. Just moving it around the light side by side so that so what I did right there was I tried to flip it over to see if that would help it move a little faster. But a little bit of the baby oil was spilling out, so I was like, no, that's such a bad idea. But right up top, you can see the little tiny bubbles and some big bubbles. You can see that the bubbles are just seeping up. I'm just shaking it to try to get it to move around. Shake, 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 shake. But it wasn't moving. Even as hard I was just shaking it, it was not trying to budge or anything. So I just filled it all the way up with the baby oil. Squeezing, squeezing. I filled it up as best as it would fill up. And I'm going to show you guys. So after I did that, the little hole that we drill up top, I'm going to go over it with a little bit of some UV resin and then cure it with my UV light. And that's it. These are very, very easy to make. Super easy. Okay, now is definitely not gonna be filling up anymore. Wiping away the baby oil from there. And then going over it with my UV resin and curing it really quickly with my UV light. You don't need to be curing it this long. But I was. And now I'm going to be checking it to see if it's looking good, if there's any leakage that's going to be happening. Just flipping it over. Watching the glitter falls down is always the best part whenever you finish with these. And look at how pretty it is. Honestly, so beautiful. Now I'm just shaking it as hard as I possibly can to try to get much of the glitter to just fall to the top. So this is where real strength and power come in. If not, you can just leave it upside down and then just let it fall on its own. But I wanted to see it shining. I wanted to see the glitter. And that's how it's look. So, so pretty. I wish the photo sheet was popping up more. I wish you could see her more because she is absolutely so beautiful. And I wanted her to shine more, but you live, you learn through your mistakes. Definitely the next time that I do this, I do still have some more photo sheet left over, so I can always make like a little tinier version of this. But this is how it looks. You can kind of see her, but I want her to be popping much more. I want you to see her skin, the flowers, the hair, all of it. My camera almost fell. But it's honestly looks so pretty. It's nice, it's simple, it's cute. I like it. I'm gonna show you guys how it looks outside. Even though that there's absolutely no sun outside. But just to put it in a different light so you guys can see it. Okay, like I told you guys before, there's no sunlight outside, but this is how it looks. You can see this honestly looks so pretty. I like it. So adorable. It's just so cute. But that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Oops. I almost let the bag fall. And I didn't show you guys the inside, but it's just plain and simple.